we need to take a vote? I mean, what's the
We
best
can't
way to
really,
resolve
can
it? No, we can't, that's true, we can't vote.
But we can agree or not agree.
Right.
It's not really an action item, is it?
So, my 2 cents would be that we maintain the February 1 mutual commitment date. We add March 31st as the contract request date, and then June 30th, this remains the date to finalize the contract action for the following year. I mean,
Right.
I think there's logic to an earlier date, but
You'd have to get before the election then.
yeah,
Right, and that is a big shift,
yeah.
that is a big shift.
And I do appreciate that that's quite a ways out from the end of June. And, I guess for me, it's more about, it's sort of like the evaluation, it should be an ongoing discussion and process. February 1 ideally shouldn't be a surprise date for anyone,
Right, and that's a no later than for sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless you decide that you're just gonna go to Alta Lake and there's a superintendent, and you go, you know what, I'm done. I'm just staying over here for the rest of my days, kids
I
are
know.
grown.
Not much to go back to.
Well, no, I mean, if it's a superintendent job, that's
Oh.
what
Not much to go
Yeah,
back
right there.
maybe you're driving to Wenatchee or something.
to. Yeah, small.
I mean, but things like that could happen, right? That are more
Things
unexpected.
can always happen. I think it just kind of falls into the our general practice of the no surprises rule.
Yeah.
Right. Right, so I will change that to say February 1st. Okay, and then, so I do have a little language to change here, so I'll get that off.
You're gonna talk to
So,
Leanne.
right, and I will talk to Leanna for sure. And then, but we can kick this off and, by spring break, if that's reasonable.
So then, the other thing, and we can talk later, is figure out how we want to organize all the stuff that I've collected to
Right.
provide to the board. But the other thing I would suggest is I think that there should be a similar timeline for all of you on how you process through your own self-assessment and review and goal setting around that, because that seemed to be a similarly compressed and you're right, and they are interlinked, and we should do a better job. I think we should try and do a better job of really connecting those in a more meaningful way and not see them as isolated and unconnected.
Right. Right.
That's my 2 cents.
No, so what would be your suggestion?
Well, I think just that you lay out a similar timeline like this, that maybe you need to set timelines for your own discussions about, throughout the year about how you're processing towards your goals as a board, or more regular check-ins about, how you feel you're operating as a team, or, because you get to that.
Do you think it ought to be at the same time?
It could be. I mean, I think traditionally you've done your self-assessment in May, which coincides with my assessment, which I think is a nice segue then into goal setting for everybody. But I think that it's just really other than your assessment in May, I don't know that there's been much of a structured ongoing conversation along the way.
What if we did our individual assessments in April? What are we gonna do in yours? And then have it match, or self-eval,
Yeah.
a final?
We could, but I'm just seeing that there's some information that we get in March that will be helpful as we then do our board self-evaluation, I think. Some of it is about data and.
So when does it open up? Is it online for WASD?
You can
We
really
tell
open it
them,
up at whatever you
yeah.
want.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
realize that.
whatever you think.
Did we
Well,
get it?
how is definitely in March, not before April?
Oh, I thought you said in March. I thought you said doing it simultaneously, so when he's
April.
doing his evaluation.
Individual assessments of the superintendent, and we also do
And
our individual
got it.
assessments
No,
of
that-
the board.
Great.
So where it says board self, we move it to April?
I'm sorry, I thought you said March.
Is that what you mean, where I have board self?
No, we're saying individual assessments by the superintendent, individual assessments by the board.
And then
What does that mean exactly?
No, sorry, individual
We go
assessments
to
of
the-
the superintendent.
it's online, which rocks.
But then,
You just fill
what
out.
is that May one up there, the board self?
Well, I think that's when we,
That's what
have
we're moving.
Timothy done it.
We're moving it
Okay,
to April
perfect,
instead.
okay, so we're gonna erase that one.
But, well,
no.
the meeting
Well, you
to
generally-
discuss it would be
Right,
in May.
and-
Oh.
But you could do it in April because it's online.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. And then what I hear Larry saying is having the conversation ongoing. So August, we talk about our goals. And I heard you say about the relationships and how we're gelling too, because we have 5 of us. So,
I agree, I would love to have like quarterly conversations, just revisiting that and, you know, what do we need to do differently, what are we doing well, how can we help support students and, you know, just continue
Yeah, I
that
think that'd be
conversation
good,
throughout the
yeah.
year, I think that would be great.
so should we?
Yeah,
set,
so
like,
maybe
some
that's
timeline?
something we can
Maybe
talk
March.
about as a board goal for next year.
Why-
We could do that as part of the process to kick it off for next year.
And why don't we just kind of follow this timeline? In March, we start talking about what, before we do our self-assessment, or would that be backwards? We kind of,
Just get April. We're in March right
okay, but I do like what you, for next year, but I do like what you said, is that we're checking in and having that conversation. I don't remember having it last year, if we did it.
We have board goals and we've been kind of disconnected from them, we've been on
Yeah, we don't
other
revisit
topics,
them
we
during
haven't
the year.
really revisited them and I think that's a mistake, so.
Okay, good, yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing
So
work.
maybe you can add that to the thing of figuring out when to fit the board
Oh, yeah.
review thing in.
Well, don't you think we as a board should be doing that as part of our board's self-evaluation?
Yeah, but she was saying quarterly.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is as we roll into May and June and we're setting those goals,
We'll
that
set
will
a
be
schedule.
We
our
talk about when,
Oh,
when
I
we
see.
come back and
Okay.
revisit
Okay.
it.
Just so we're not dumping on
Well,
Amy's lap.
I think I'm mostly done.
But it really should be a group of us making.
Yeah, I just didn't know if maybe you could make like a little timeline and something for, like, so we had an idea.
Well, and there's no reason why we can't talk about the board process going forward. You know, we had a time crunch to get the superintendent done because of contractual language, so we'll take care of that and then we have a little bit more flexibility with our.
And how about if we just, when we meet in May, we can talk about when we want to schedule the
Yeah,
next
get it on the
times
calendar.
to revisit the goals
Okay.
and
That's a
what
good
we
idea.
want to
Okay.
talk about. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good work.
We got all very good feedback, actually.
Well, thank you for being able to make sense of all of it.
Yes, thank you,
It was
Amy.
mostly technical stuff.
Yeah, a lot of simple. So,
Are we done for now?
Yeah, we
Responses.
have personal time and break until 7, but there will be food in here, light salad, I think. And then I believe at 6:30, isn't it, at 6:30 we have music, I mean, 6:30, 6:40, something like that.
there's something.
Another music group coming
Oh,
tonight.
that's right.
I'm not sure.
I think
Okay.
Cindy told me